is our audience tonight. They don't know we're watching them, but there are surprises for Ron McFarlane, whose personal heroism has never been forgotten. Dean Lomax, who's involved in a right carry-on over a bottle of lager. And Stan Sala, who's about to meet the family he thinks is locked behind the Iron Curtain. For these people and more, it's Surprise, Surprise! Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Cilla Black.
Now, we all love getting surprises, don't we? Yes! Oh, indeed we do. And I got a lovely surprise yesterday. I got a Valentine's card. Yes, I did. It had a big heart on the front, and inside it said, "To the one I love, from me to you, guess who?" And I said to Bobby, "You sent this, didn't you?" Do you know what he said? Because he's so romantic. He said, "Well, if I didn't, I'm going to batter your nose down to a blackhead." Oh, he's got a wonderful way with words. Anyway, let's get on with our first surprise. And it's for you, Ron McFarlane. Where are you, Ron? Surprise, surprise. It's you, Chuck. Yes, come and join us, Ron. Down there. Well, Ron, is this a surprise? Come closer, sit close to your silly ears. Now, I know all about you, Ron. And I know one thing about you, that you spent some time during the war in a prison camp in Germany. Is that right?
True.
Yes, and actually a real-life incident happened in that camp that was later put on a very famous film called Albert R.N. Is that right?
Yes.
Can you tell us about that? Can you remember what that incident was?
Yes, Albert R.N. We had to tunnel out of our... It actually came out of our hut we had a stove in the hut, which we moved over to dig down. And I suppose the incident that happened was when the tunnel caved in.
That's right.
I'm actually shown on the at least not me, but it shows the actual caving in at the beginning of the film, I think.
And you were the actual person?
Yes.
I remember that scene ever so well. When the German stamped his foot like that and the tunnel caved in. Yes, that must have been, a terrifying moment. Tell us, how come were you captured in the first place?
Well, we were off Malta.
Yeah.
On the last convoy that went that was opposed by the enemy. And there was only 3 weeks' supply of petrol left for the Spitz on the island. We were very severely rationed in food. And we had to try and get some of these people, prevent the enemy sinking them.
Yes.
They sunk a lot of them, unfortunately, and they also shot us down.
Oh, so you're in the waters around Malta there?
Yes.
And what happened after that? Well, I'll tell you what happened after that. You were rescued by 2 Italians, weren't you?
Correct.
And they pulled you out of the water.
Right.
And later on, you were picked up by a German ship.
No, a German flying plane.
A German flying
boat.
Slap on the wrist for me. A German flying boat. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, Ron won't like me saying this, but although he was rescued by these 2 Italians, because of his expert training in survival, you ended up saving those 2 Italians.
Possibly, because they had some rations, which included whiskey or a cognac, and it was all gone the first night.
Oh, was it?
Plus the rations that they had, and I had... the RAF rations, which one of them called sweets.
Yes.
Which fortified cubes, rather like oxo cubes.
Yes.
And I rationed those out very strictly.
Oh, well done on you. And when the Germans picked you up, I mean, you tried to pretend that you were one of the Italians, didn't you?
Well, I asked to stay in the dinghy so that I'd get to Malta.
Well, you almost got away with that, and you would have gone away. You would have passed as one of the Italians. Only one thing, I mean, you couldn't speak a word of Italian, could you? Well, one of those Italians, indeed, one of those the Italian that pulled you out of the water and saved your life, has never forgotten you. No. And his name is Nicola Patella.
Yeah.
And he lives in Rimini.
That's right.
But he's not in Rimini tonight.
What?
No, he's right here just to say hello to you, Ron. Come in, Nicola Patella. Look at that. After all that time in the war, ladies and gentlemen, his first words were, "Hi, Nick. Long time no see." Well, as you know, Nicola doesn't speak a word of English either, but he has got one or two presents for you, haven't you, Nicola? Por favor.
Allora, a picture sigo for you.
Thank you very much indeed.
Nice? Well, it's all in Italian. I know he said he'd have to get his glasses on. I said, don't bother, it's all in Italian. This is a total account of what happened.
Ah, yeah.
Yes, and this is from his regiment, the 5th Regiment. And it's a present to you, Ron. And there's your name down there. Isn't that super?
Fantastic.
A little memento of that occasion.
Thank you very much indeed.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Isn't that lovely?
Fantastic.
And I know later on you're going to have an awful lot to mime about because they can't speak.
Well, actually, his partner, or pilot, I should say, spoke schoolboy French. I spoke schoolboy French, and that's how we conversed.
Oh, really? Oh, well, we can all be schoolboys all together. It's a lovely surprise, isn't it, Ron?
Fantastic.
Isn't that nice? See you later. And don't worry, Ron, we do have an interpreter, so don't worry about the language barrier. We've got one. And while Ron and Nicola catch up on their past, we'll catch up on our Bob Carolgees, who earlier today went out to spring a surprise on a very uncertain young lady.